If you're over 50 and you often feel tired, foggy, or notice unusual changes in your body, there's a hidden cause that many people overlook, and it could be a silent vitamin B12 deficiency. Most people don't realize how sneaky and dangerous low B12 can be until it's too late. Vitamin B12 is essential for your energy, your brain, and your nerves. Yet studies show that nearly 20% of adults over 60 have a B12 deficiency, and many of them don't even know it. That's why today we're going to take a deep look at the silent signs of vitamin B12 deficiency so you can catch them early and protect your health. I'll also explain why this deficiency is so common, what it does inside your body, and what practical steps you can take to fix it. Let's start with the most common silent sign: constant fatigue. You might think being tired is just part of aging, but fatigue is one of the earliest and strongest warnings your body gives you when B12 is low. Here's why. B12 is required to make healthy red blood cells. These cells carry oxygen to every tissue in your body. When you don't have enough B12, you can't make enough red blood cells, or the ones you do make are weak and die too soon. That means your blood carries less oxygen, and less oxygen equals less energy. Imagine trying to run your car on half a tank of gas every single day. That's what your body feels like with low B12, always running on empty. People often say, "I sleep 8 hours, but I still wake up exhausted." That's a classic red flag. The second sign is numbness or tingling in your hands and feet, often described as pins and needles. B12 plays a critical role in producing myelin, a protective coating around your nerves. Without enough B12, this coating starts to break down, leaving nerves vulnerable and irritated. Over time, this causes nerve damage. You may notice burning sensations in your feet, tingling in your fingers, or even trouble with balance and walking. Many seniors mistake this for arthritis, sciatica, or poor circulation. But in reality, the root cause can be as simple as low B12. Left untreated, the nerve damage may become permanent. Another hidden sign is brain fog and memory problems. The brain uses B12 to make neurotransmitters, the chemicals that send signals between your brain cells. When your body is low on B12, your brain quite literally slows down. You may struggle to recall names, forget where you put things, or feel like your thinking is clouded. Research has shown that B12 deficiency is linked to cognitive decline and can even increase the risk of dementia. In one Harvard study, older adults with low B12 scored lower on memory and reasoning tests, even when they didn't meet the official criteria for dementia. That means subtle deficiencies can affect your brain long before serious disease sets in. Here's the science. Without enough healthy red blood cells, B12 levels are low and you become anemic. Anemia literally means without blood, and it shows up in your skin tone. You may look washed out or unusually pale. In more advanced cases, your skin or the whites of your eyes may turn yellowish due to a pigment called bilirubin, which builds up when fragile red blood cells break apart. This is a warning your blood health is compromised. Another red flag is a sore or swollen tongue. This condition, called glossitis, makes your tongue red, swollen, and smooth because the tiny taste buds shrink away. It can cause pain, difficulty swallowing, and even loss of taste. People sometimes report a burning sensation on the tongue or inside the mouth. Cracks at the corners of the mouth, called angular cheilitis, can also appear. These are often overlooked signs of B12 deficiency. Heart palpitations and shortness of breath are also common. Because your blood isn't carrying oxygen efficiently, your heart tries to compensate by pumping harder and faster. You may notice your heart racing after climbing stairs, or you may feel short of breath during activities that never used to bother you. Over time, this puts stress on your cardiovascular system. Vision changes are another possible sign, though less common. When B12 levels are chronically low, the optic nerve can become damaged, leading to blurred vision, double vision, or increased sensitivity to light. Sometimes people report seeing shadows or flashes. This is called optic neuropathy, and while rare, it shows just how far-reaching B12's effects are in the body. Now, you may be asking, why is B12 deficiency so common, especially in seniors? The answer lies in absorption. To absorb B12 from food, your stomach needs to produce something called intrinsic factor, a protein that binds to B12 and allows it to pass through the gut wall. As we age, our stomach produces less acid and less intrinsic factor. This means even if you eat enough B12, your body might not be able to use it. Certain health conditions like gastritis, celiac disease, Crohn's disease, and diabetes further block absorption. On top of that, common medications like proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux or metformin for diabetes interfere with B12 absorption. So seniors face a double problem: reduced natural absorption plus medication side effects. So how do you protect yourself? First, pay attention to your diet. The richest food sources of B12 are animal-based products: beef, chicken, fish like salmon and tuna, eggs, milk, and cheese. Even small amounts of these can help maintain your levels. If you're vegetarian or vegan, your risk of deficiency is much higher since plant foods naturally contain no B12. In that case, fortified foods like plant-based milk, breakfast cereals, or nutritional yeast are essential. Second, consider supplementation. For many people over 50, food alone isn't enough to maintain healthy B12 levels. Oral supplements are widely available, and some studies suggest that high-dose oral tablets can be just as effective as injections for mild to moderate deficiency. In more severe cases, doctors may prescribe intramuscular B12 shots, which bypass the gut and go directly into the bloodstream. These can quickly restore your levels and relieve symptoms. Third, get tested regularly. A simple blood test can measure your B12 levels. Normal levels are usually between 200 and 900 picograms per milliliter. Anything below 200 is considered deficient, but some experts argue that symptoms can appear even when your levels are low normal, around 300 to 400. If you suspect symptoms, don't wait for them to worsen. Ask your doctor for a test. And here's something very important. Correcting a B12 deficiency can dramatically improve your quality of life. Imagine going from dragging yourself out of bed every morning to feeling energized and clear-headed again. Many patients describe it as turning the lights back on in their life. The changes can be that profound. Let me share a real-life example. A 68-year-old woman reported years of fatigue, balance problems, and mild memory lapses. Her family thought it was just aging, but after testing, she was found to have severe B12 deficiency. Within weeks of starting B12 injections, her energy improved, her walking steadied, and her mood lifted. While not every case sees such dramatic recovery, it shows how powerful this one nutrient is. Of course, prevention is the best medicine. Don't wait until symptoms spiral out of control. Build a lifestyle that supports healthy B12 levels now. That means eating balanced meals with good protein sources, getting regular checkups, and being aware of the silent signs we've discussed: fatigue, tingling, memory problems, pale skin,
tongue changes, heart palpitations, and vision issues.
Now, I want to remind you, not all fatigue or numbness is caused by B12 deficiency. Many conditions can mimic these symptoms. That's why it's crucial not to self-diagnose. If you notice these changes, speak with your healthcare provider and ask specifically about checking your B12 levels. Sometimes the answer to your health struggles really is as simple as identifying a hidden deficiency. So, to wrap this up, vitamin B12 is not just another vitamin. It's a cornerstone of healthy aging. It fuels your blood, your nerves, your brain, and your energy. Without it, your body struggles in silence, and the signs can creep up slowly, disguised as just getting older. But now you know better. You can watch for these signals, take action early, and keep living with energy and clarity well into your senior years. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments where you're watching this video from. I love knowing how far our community reaches. And if this video gave you valuable insights, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so we can keep sharing more science-based health tips with you. Stay healthy, stay informed, and take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live.